Welcome to episode 4 of Lefty's Golf Tips. Today we're going to talk about the firm bunker shot, meaning when there's not much sand in the bunker and it's going to play very firm. The first thing we have to do is identify whether or not it's actually firm. There's a couple ways to do that. One way is just to look at it. Usually if it's a darker color, that's a good indication that it's firm. And also sometimes you can see whether or not it's compact or whether it's fluffy. Usually the compact smooth look's going to be firmer than the fluffy sand. The best way to determine whether or not it's firm though is as we set up to it. When we dig our feet into the bunker, we're testing the sand underneath there to figure out whether or not it's really firm. So it's a legal way to test the sand and find out whether or not the sand's firm. So as we're digging our feet in, we're not really worried about slipping around. What we want to do is figure out whether it's firm under there. Once we've identified that it is firm, there's a few things we're going to do. One is we want to use our wedge with the least amount of bounce on it. For me, I got a 58-degree loft with 6 degrees of bounce. That's my lowest bounce, so I'm going to pick that club. And I'm picking that club because what we want to prevent is the club from going into the sand, bouncing out of the sand into the ball, and the ball goes sailing over the green, and we start complaining about how there's no sand in the bunkers. So to prevent that from happening, we want the least amount of bounce possible. The second thing we're going to do, instead of opening it up a lot like a normal bunker shot, we're going to play it with a fairly straight face. The reason for that is when we add loft, or when we open it up, we also add bounce. So for every degree of loft we add a degree of bounce. And since we don't want much bounce, we're going to play it with a fairly straight face. More straight face than we would out of a regular bunker shot. The last thing we're going to do during the swing, that's a little bit different than a regular bunker shot, is we're going to use a little more strength, a little more grip pressure, and we're going to feel like that club's going down through the sand. Like I said, we want to prevent it from the club bouncing out of the sand into the ball. So feeling like we use our strength to keep that club working downwards, that'll help us. So we got a wedge with the least amount of bounce possible. We're not going to open it up very much, and we're going to keep that club moving down the sand, down through the sand. Let's see how it goes. So as you can see, once you learn how to do it, it's not that difficult. So give it some practice, grab your wedge with the least amount of bounce, don't open it up very much, and keep that club moving downward through the sand, and you'll be able to get out of firm bunkers no problem. Thank you.